Hello and welcome to this India Today special where we are joined today by a very special guest. Nara Lokesh is the General Secretary of the Telugu Desam Party. Many believe he is the future of the party, which is headed by his father, the Chief Minister incumbent, Chandrababu Naidu. Nara Lokesh, appreciate your joining us here on India Today. First of all, many congratulations on what is a remarkable victory that you've achieved. Has it sunk in, the scale of the victory in Andhra Pradesh?
Thank you very much for having me. As I told you, I take my victory as I take my defeats. It's very humbling. I think it's a great lesson for all the policy makers that there is no place for arrogance in governance. A party that got 151 seats in 2019 has been reduced to 11. So people's mandate is quite clear. They want people's governance.
But tell me, Nara Lokesh, you're saying this is a defeat for arrogance. But just a few months ago, most people were suggesting that the TDP was a party that perhaps was in a do or die situation, a party on the decline. And then suddenly you have this remarkable victory. What changed? Is it the arrogance, as you are calling it, of the Jagan Mohan Reddy government that propelled you to power? Or is there something that you did? When did this election turn according to you?
From the day Jagan Mohan Reddy formed the government, all his decisions were related to destruction of the state. The economic destruction, the social destruction, physical assets being destroyed. And from day one, we were fighting against this government. It could be the tree capitals issue or destroying the Praja Vedika building or numerous other decisions taken. From day one, we were fighting against this government. So while Pandits wrote us away, I never wrote a Telugu Desam Party away. Historically, if you've seen Telugu Desam Party, people have been writing us away and we keep coming back stronger. And this is one such mandate. So, all the three parties also came together and the people of Andhra Pradesh were very clear. They wanted a stable, clean, good governance, people's government to win. And that is one of the reasons why we were able to win with this kind of majorities also.
The reason I'm asking you, Nara Lokesh, this is you embarked on a yatra, 4,000 kilometer yatra across Andhra Pradesh last year in January. Then in September last year, your father, Chandrababu Naidu ji, is arrested. He spends 40 odd days in jail. Then a few months later, you tie up with the BJP and Pawan Kalyan Janasena. Which of these three events, according to you, changed the election? The yatra, your father's arrest, or your eventual tie up with the BJP Janasena?
All three, all of the above. So, Yuvagalam Padayatra, which I took about, aim was to do 4,000 kilometers, but because of Mr. Naidu's arrest, I was not able to complete all the 4,000 kilometers. I completed 3,132 kilometers. It gave me a great opportunity to go back to the public, understand the mistakes of a past government and the areas that we can improve, understand their aspirations much better, and then bring all that to our manifesto. So if you look at our first promise in a manifesto is to create 20 lakh jobs. And that came from my Padayatra. So that is one part. Of course, Mr. Naidu's arrest has also helped us. No second thought about it. Because people believe that his arrest was unjust. People understand Mr. Naidu's government. You can call him anything, but you cannot call him corrupt. Generally, when a politician is arrested, every day one of his scandals come out. But, when Mr. Naidu was arrested, all his good work came out. Every day one good news used to come out, and in Hyderabad 45,000 IT professionals did a gratitude concert for Mr. Naidu on their own when Mr. Naidu was in judicial remand. So it just made us, it was a sort of a great message to us as a party and personally for the family that we have to remain strong. We did so much of good work and we should not let this go just because of one small speed breaker, as I call it. And then subsequent to that, Pawanji came forward for the tie-up and then we officially became part of the NDA. So I think, looking back, it all seems very synchronized, but it's anything but. So I believe that all three together helped us propel and, get such kind of a resounding mandate.
The reason I'm asking you this, Nara Lokesh, is you will recall when you first entered politics, you even became a minister in the previous Chandrababu Naidu government, and then in 2019 when you lost your election, there was a lot of criticism that Nara Lokesh, MBA from Stanford, has been somehow parachuted into Andhra politics. He's a dentist. there was a lot of criticism in a way of the fact that should you have been given the kind of privileges that you were only being given them as Chandrababu Naidu's son, and as a graduate from Stanford, MBA from Stanford, you were not fully attuned with Andhra politics. Was that difficult for you to make that transition, and do you feel today in a way vindicated that you proved yourself?
See, I mean, just because I hit the genetic gene point, that doesn't mean it should be held against me. I think it's for people to decide whether I'm competent, capable, and I deserve to be where I should be. In 2019, I contested from a constituency called Mangalgiri, which Telugu Desam Party has never won since 1985. Though I lost, I've remained committed to my constituency for 5 years, and today I won the constituency with 91,413 votes. So people have decided. Back then they said, boy, work hard for 5 years, we want to see you, we want to see what you're capable of. And now they saw me, and 5 years I remained committed to my constituency, and they gave me that kind of a resounding mandate. And the state is no different. They felt I needed to work hard, and I worked hard. The Padayatra is one part of it. Any issue, I was always there in the field. There was lathi charge against students on various issues. I went, I stood by them. I was dragged to police station 7 times. 26 false cases have been foisted against me. I have an attempt to murder case pending against me. I have an SC/ST case pending against me. So, and I've gone it all. I've seen it all. So, I think it's just that all of us have to go through our own process, like we would do in a professional setting or in a political setting. And it's for public to decide whether I belong there or I should be out.
But do you feel in a sense that you've arrived? You see, that you finally, in a way, come out of your father's shadow, proved yourself to Telugu Desam Party as well as to the voters that, look, I'm here for the long haul. I'm not just someone who's been parachuted into politics. Do you feel, in a sense, as I said, a sense of vindication that you've arrived in politics?
I have a lot of sense of gratitude to the people of Andhra Pradesh, because they've accepted our leadership, the combined leadership that we provided. It's quite clear. They've also, and my constituents have really accepted me. This kind of majorities are unheard of in a seat that I know Telugu Desam Party has never won, or won only twice. And the last we won it is in 1985. Almost after 40 years, they're giving us such a clear mandate. Definitely it feels good to be recognized, rewarded for all the hard work we have done for the last 5 years. But it's also very humbling. The writing is on the wall. A political party that won 151 seats has been reduced to 11. So the writing is on the wall for Telugu Desam Party and NDA in Andhra Pradesh that we cannot be arrogant. We cannot govern with an iron fist. We have to be humble. We have to represent people's government. And that is what we are going to do the next 5 years. And the mistakes that we have done between 2014 and 19, the unintended outcomes of a policy. These are things I've learned it in the hard way through the Padayatra, and I look forward to giving meaningful input come the next policies when they're made.
So no sense of vindictiveness, no sense of vendetta. There's a sense that because Jagan Mohan Reddy's government put your father in jail, arrested him, that now that y'all are coming to power, you will do to Jagan Mohan Reddy what he did to you. Is there going to be this politics, this cycle of revenge that Andhra Pradesh is entering into?
No, see, if you look at Mr. Naidu's governance, there's never been vindictive politics. There's never been any harassment. 5 years when he was chief minister between 2014 and 19, Jagan Mohan Reddy did a Padayatra back then. We gave him a lot of security. He had security more than the chief minister back then. We allowed him to do what the constitution allows him to do. So we upheld the constitution. But what has happened in the last 5 years is false cases have been foisted against us. We've been sent to jail. Pre-2019, there's not even one case against me. I never went to the police station. Now there are 26 cases against me. There's an attempt to murder case against me. There is an SC/ST case foisted against me. I've been taken to the police station 7 times. I truly believe that the officials who are responsible for upholding the law should be, there has to be an inquiry. And I truly believe that. I spoke about it during my Padayatra. It's not just me. Even common man has been harassed. So I think it's very important that an inquiry goes into this. And based on the findings of an inquiry, definitely we have to take action. So that, whichever government comes subsequently, it could be NDA or whichever government comes subsequently, all of them should uphold the law, and officials should not bend or dance to the tunes of the person in power, of the lawmaker. I truly believe that's wrong. It's wrong for the state, it's wrong for the nation. So therefore, I believe that we should take action, and this is something that I spoke about. I spoke about it in every public meeting of my Padayatra, and I believe that people have accepted that. So there's not going to be any vindictiveness, but definitely people who have broken the law, we will definitely do an inquiry, and through the court we'll follow the due process.
And that includes and that includes Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy. So you're not ruling out the possibility of prosecuting Jagan Mohan Reddy, am I correct? Because that in a sense will once again split Andhra politics wide open.
No. I've never said that. All I'm trying to say is that there are definitely misdeeds of the past government. If you look at sand mining, liquor mafia, drugs has become a big headache for us in the state of Andhra Pradesh. We will do an inquiry. There's no second thought about it. I'm not saying that I will take Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu to task or XYZ to task. I've never said that. We will do a proper inquiry, and the courts will have to decide based on the findings of that inquiry. But Mr. Naidu has never ever done vindictive politics. Mr. Naidu has worked with Jagan Mohan Reddy's father. Rajshekar Reddy was leader of opposition and Mr. Naidu was chief minister. When Rajshekar Reddy Garu was chief minister, Mr. Naidu was the leader of opposition. But they never had vindictive politics. So we don't believe in that politics. But if there are any misdeeds, we will expose it. We'll put it in front of the people, and the court will take the law will take its own.
Okay. Let's look ahead, Nara, Lokesh, both to Andhra Pradesh and nationally. And I want to start nationally because there is now a belief that not only is your father Chandrababu Naidu set to become Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, he could well be the kingmaker of Delhi, because the BJP needs his and Nitish Kumar's support to ensure a stable government. Is Chandrababu Naidu seeing that role for himself as a kingmaker where he will set conditions under which this NDA government works, or are you giving unconditional support to Prime Minister Modi in any future government?
No, I'd like people to look at the track record of Telugu Desam Party. In the past, when Telugu Desam Party extended its support to United Front or NDA, it's been unconditional. When we walked into NDA just before elections, it was unconditional. We will continue to support NDA unconditionally. Definitely, we look forward to developing our state. I believe strong states results in strong nation. We believe in the vision of Narendra Modi ji. We believe in the governance of Narendra Modi ji. We look forward to building a strong state. Narendra Modi ji has a vision of a $5 trillion economy. I would like to see Andhra Pradesh to be a $1 trillion economy. For us to achieve this, we look forward to the support of the central government. We look forward to working with the Honorable Prime Minister the way Vajpayee ji worked with Mr. Naidu. We look forward to that kind of a symbiotic relationship. And our support is going to be unconditional. We believe India needs a stable government, and we will.
So there is no question, therefore, there is no question, Nara, Lokesh, so there is no question of demanding specific ministries. We want home, we want defense, we want finance. There's no question of insisting we want the Lok Sabha speaker. There's no question of insisting we want special status for Andhra Pradesh or special financial packages. You're saying there is absolutely no condition. Am I clear?
The first two, you got it right. We have never asked for any ministries or any post. The later part, yes, we will definitely ask for certain dispensation for the state. There's no second thought about it, and this will be within the framework. We're not going to ask anything new. So we will be a performing state, and for us to be a performing state, we will definitely ask for incentives like they would give to any other state. So for example, the performance-linked incentives given to industries. We would love to be part of that growth story. Port-led economy, we would love to be part of that growth story. Make in India, we would love to be part of that growth story. So the mission and the vision that the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has, we want to contribute to that. And in the framework that is being set, we will definitely want to take funds, we want to develop our state, we want to take Andhra Pradesh to a $1 trillion economy from where it is today.
The reason I'm of course asking you this is because Chandrababu Naidu in the past, as you also referred to, has been supportive of coalition governments from the United Front days to Vajpayeeji's days. And then there was a feeling that he was, in a way, some believe, controlling the levers of power, but he was also seen, if I may call it, a secular leader. That he was very clear, no Hindu-Muslim politics. He supported that government. Later, he even, if you recall, in 2018-19, was going with the Congress. So he is a leader who has strong relations with the left, with the Congress, with other so-called secular parties. Will that be also a minimum guarantee that you will expect, that no Hindu-Muslim politics to be played?
So the minimum guarantee we expect is to develop our nation, and together, India is a diverse nation. We have different castes, religions, different states have different aspirations. So, we look forward to an India that will carry all of us together. And that is the only agenda with which we have worked. And in the past, if you looked at it, right, the entire privatization of airports, it started with the Hyderabad airport. The entire Golden Quadrilateral started with, Mr. Naidu's request, because he saw that in Malaysia and he was inspired and said, why can't we do it in India? So we look forward to that kind of a relationship, of developing our states and definitely taking the entire nation to Bharat together.
Because in the past, given his past equations with leaders on the other side of the aisle, some of them are saying, what if the India Alliance tomorrow comes to Chandrababu Naidu ji and says, Chandrababu Naidu Garu, why don't you become the Prime Minister of the country? We will support you.
No, we have been, we joined NDA before elections. We will continue to be in NDA. Narendra Modi ji is our Prime Minister. There is no second thoughts about it. And we look forward to having an amazing relationship like we did in the past with Narendra Modi ji and with Vajpayee ji. And our agenda is our state. We believe that strong states is strong nation. So strong Andhra Pradesh is important for the nation. And we look forward to contributing to Narendra Modi ji's vision of a $5 trillion economy. And that is the agenda that Telugu Desam Party and our leader, Mr. Naidu, always had, and he will continue to have. He has never aspired for any higher post. He's very humble.
Let's look at
both chance as a chief minister.
Let's look at Andhra Pradesh itself. During the elections, Nara, Lokesh, you all made various promises. 4 lakh jobs a year, unemployment allowance of rupees 3,000 a month, 15,000 per year to each school going child, rupees 1,500 per month to all women in the age group of 19 to 59, 3 gas cylinders per household every year, free travel to women in RTC buses. Now, all of this comes on the back of your state having a huge debt crisis, a huge financial burden because of the welfare schemes of the previous government. You seem to also have wooed the voter with your own form of competitive welfareism. So is Andhra Pradesh going to fall into this trap of competitive welfareism given all these promises that you made?
If you look at our first promise is to create 20 lakh jobs. That's our first promise in the 6 promises that we have made. And for us to create 20 lakh jobs, we have to attract investments. And 20 lakh jobs is not only in the government sector, it's both in the private and government sector. That alone will double Andhra's economy. We believe both development and welfare should be taken along. And we have done welfare in the past. Welfare is not new to Telugu Desam Party. It is NTR who brought food security for the people of Andhra Pradesh way back in the 80s. Women getting equal rights and property. Mr. Naidu got Deepam Pathakam, through which free gas connections were given to people of Andhra Pradesh. This was in the late 90s. Dwakra groups were formed by Mr. Naidu in his second term as Chief Minister. So he's done some amazing welfare and development. We believe both welfare and development should go together. And that is when the economy will sustain. And that's what we have done in the past. We have proved it and we will continue to do it. Between 14 and 19, we carried both of them together and we will carry both of them together again. No second thoughts.
So you're saying development and welfareism together. What about the capital? Are you all very clear that this is the end of the 3 capital formula of the Jagan Mohan Reddy government? You will now focus on developing Amravati as the capital of Andhra Pradesh over the next 5 years?
Yes, 1 state, 1 capital. That's going to be Amravati. But definitely development will be decentralized. That has been our agenda since 2014. Between 2014 and 2019, we showcased it. We got Kia to a backward district of India called Anantapur. We got electronics manufacturing Chittur. So we have created amazing local ecosystem on specific thematic industry themes. We will continue to do that across the state. Every district will have a focus area, which was earmarked in the past. We're going to focus on that, and we will develop all the districts together. But parallelly, one state, one capital, that will be Amravati. No second thought.
Okay, as we enter this last bit, Nara Lokesh, your father used to be called the CEO of Cyberabad or of Hyderabad or Andhra Pradesh when he was, of course, Chief Minister, when it was an undivided state. He's known to be very focused on systems, on digital world, on generally encouraging the corporate world as well. What about Nara Lokesh? You're a business graduate from Stanford, and that's pretty creditable in itself. Is Nara Lokesh also positioning himself as the next CEO of Andhra Pradesh? Are we going to see a transition in the next 5 years from Chandrababu Naidu ji to Nara Lokesh? And is your leadership style very similar?
I'm CPO, Chief People's Officer. I'll be available to the public day in, day out. I believe both development and welfare should be carried together. And this has been the mantra of every successful government globally. It's very, very important that both work together. Definitely my education helps in terms of attracting investments, creating a world-class ecosystem, world-class policies in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Definitely I look forward to contributing to the growth story of our nation. So I mean, it's up to the leadership and India to decide what role I'll play, both at the state and at the national level.
But I saw a lovely family photograph, all of you celebrating together, large family, your father, your mother, your wife, others all in one large family photo. So is this a family moment of coming together after the dark days of September last year when your father was arrested? Was that, is this a moment of relief also more than anything else, all those smiling faces I saw?
I mean, you know my family better than I do. You've seen Mr. Naidu much closer than I have seen him. None of the family members are into politics. The women have never stepped out. They're very busy, very successful businesswomen. They run the business quite well with great integrity and ethics. But when Mr. Naidu was arrested, it really took us by shock, moved us personally. We felt it's our responsibility that when the head of the family is being attacked, and attacked personally, and a man who's never committed any mistake is being sent to judicial remand. It really brought us all together and said, together we need to fight. So my mother took it up on her, my wife Brahmi took it up on her, saying that, we need to go into public, we need to expose this. Because if this happens to Mr. Naidu, it can happen to anyone in the state of Andhra Pradesh. It's very unfair, unjust. So we really went into people and all of us together fought. And the results are in front of us. So it definitely was a very, very happy moment. Even for my son, because he's seen it all, and he's not political, he's very young, but he understands politics because that's one of the common subjects around the dining table. He's understood the good work that Mr. Naidu has done, and he understands now people's resounding mandate also. Saying that we are very excited, very elated about it, no second thoughts, but it's also humbling. It's very, very important to take our victory as we take our defeat. We need to remain grounded. We should be approachable. It should be a people's government. And that is what we're looking forward to delivering over the next 5 years.
I'm going to leave it there, Nara Lokesh, because I look forward to seeing your evolution as a politician, having known your father over the years and having met briefly the great N.T. Ramarao all those years ago. I look forward to seeing how Generation Next takes Andhra Pradesh forward. My good wishes with you and your party and the government as it prepares to rule Andhra Pradesh or govern Andhra Pradesh for the next 5 years. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today.
Thank you very much for having me, and I look forward to hosting you in Amravati next time.
I look forward to that too. Namaskar. Thank you.
Thank you.